So we are in Invelo. First off, before I get into kind of the details of Invelo, I just want to take you through and give you a little understanding of how everything is laid out. So you'll notice that we do everything in a very logical manner. And that's going to kind of be the, takeaway from as I go through this. So just starting off on the top left-hand side, you see a list builder. This is where we are right now. This is how you pull your prospects into your database. So this is how you find all of those people that you're interested in either buying their properties or if you're an agent, listing their properties. Okay. Prospects database is anyone that you have not had communication with and you're interested in buying their property. So prospects are very much related to marketing. And again, as I mentioned, we make things very easy and give you the ability to do the things that you need to at the right time. So prospects is very heavily integrated into marketing. Next is leads. Leads, this is your dashboard of people that you're actively talking to. They raise their hand and they said, hey, I'm interested in selling. And now you're working to close that lead into a deal. Okay. Leads is also corresponds to sales. So we give very easy access to create automated follow-ups and other lead related activities. Finally is deals. Okay. So again, any pipeline that you can create multiple pipelines. So you can see if I have like a rehab and wholesale inventory pipeline, you can have a rental inventory pipeline. So you can have multiple pipelines. And this is where you can manage your deals that you're actively working. Because as we know as investors, your deal doesn't stop when you buy the property. You generally have to either renovate it or do something to sell the property and then you get paid. So this manages that aspect. Next is inbox. So this is where you will be able to see everything that you need to get visibility on. So whether it's tasks that you need to do for this week, any missed calls, any unread messages, and any notifications that you need to kind of be aware of. Contacts database. Now, contacts database is not just for sellers and buyers, it's also for all of your contacts, whether it's attorneys, lenders, contractors, anything at all like that, you can store it here and I can show you how the system even enhances the power of your contacts. Campaigns. So campaigns gives you the ability to do marketing campaigns, and you can do marketing campaigns not only to prospects, the people that you're trying to buy their homes or list their properties, but it also gives you the ability to market to contacts. So for like buyers, when you have a deal that you're ready to sell, you can then market out to any buyers or any contacts. Workflows. Workflows give you the ability to automate anything in your platform. So what that means is you can create any type of automation that you don't want to have to do manually. So for instance, if a new lead comes in and you want to auto assign that to one of your team members or create a task or follow-up, anything like that, you can do that. You can also create lead follow-up, which is really important. So we have marketing activities that you can send and trigger lead follow-up. So if somebody doesn't communicate with you for maybe over 30 days, you can automate a follow-up to reach back out to them. And then analytics. I'm not going to go into that yet. I'm not going to click on that because I know everybody's really excited for that, so I'll wait for the end. The only other thing that I want to show you that's not on this, and this leads into what Antoine was mentioning, is if we go over here to automations, first off, you can see on the settings, there's a lot of different settings and customization that you can do for your platform, but this is the only one I really want to talk about. You have two different types of automations. And this is where we start to differentiate ourselves in Invelo than anybody else, is you can trigger or turn on property updates and property sold removal. So the property updates, we get updates anytime the assessor pushes new information to us. We get updates in our database and we update your database as well. So what that means is your database is actually live. So if a property goes vacant, or it becomes absentee, you will know, or there's a new foreclosure that was recorded. You will know as quickly as we do. So your speed to lead is immediate. And I'll show you how important that is as we go through these steps. The other one is property sold removal. So this feature right here will save many investors that do a lot of marketing. I already know this saves other investors tens of thousands of dollars each year, just this one little feature here. And the reason why it saves so much money is because anytime a property sells, it will mark that, or it will tag that property as lost sold in your prospects database. So let me give you an example. Somebody is sending some direct mail, right? They're sending 10,000 records a month. And there's no way to do this right now, is to have an automated understanding of which properties sold so I can remove them and not continue to market and spend money on them. Okay, so this one item, as soon as a property gets marked as sold, it automatically gets kicked off your marketing list so you don't spend money, and gets flagged as sold. So you know that it's been sold and you don't need to actively work that lead or that prospect. Okay, so that's just a little feature here that is so impactful. All right, so let's go back to List Builder. So there's two ways to get records into your database: List Builder and file imports. Those are the two main ways. And I do have to say, we probably have one of the best list builder on the market and the easiest to use. So just to give you an idea, there's the first thing you want to start off is just entering kind of your geography. And what we do a little bit differently than other people that will save you a lot of time is we give you the ability to actually enter in multiple locations at one time. Okay, and you can mix and match. So you can do cities, you can do counties, you can do zip codes, you can do anything like that. You can do a combination. So you can have many multi areas. You can also draw. So we do have our draw tool as well. Okay, going over to indicators. So this is what we were talking about before. Antoine and Greg mentioned this. Is indicators are dynamic in nature. Okay, so when a property gets updated, we identify that, oh, this property is now absentee owner, or maybe there was an auction recording and we flag it as that. So this creates live movement in all of your records and will toggle on or off when these certain key events happen within a property. So, and you can even stack these. So if I wanted to see all the absentee owners and vacant owners, I can just apply that and I can see there's 83 properties in this area. Okay, so that is something that's very, very powerful, because as we show you in the prospects database how this all works together, you could literally automate your whole system without doing anything after you create this once. Okay, coming over to the top so you can get to very quick property types, beds and baths, market value, and then you have all of your advanced filters under here. So we have many different filters between property, ownership, MLS, valuation and equity, and foreclosure that you can select from, or you can select one of our preset lists. Okay, these presets are just a very easy way to get up and running. So if I clicked on absentee, you'll see that all the different filters that we've added in to make sure we're really honing in on a really good quality list for you. The other thing that we had thought through is the ability to search for land properly. So there's two ways, additional filters that we've created. Is assessed approved percentage. For those land investors, this is an important one to understand what percentage of the land value was improved. Okay, so generally it's like around 0 to 5% of the land value was improved, meaning that there's probably no property on that lot, and that's a good opportunity for land, because land is not always distinguished by property type. The other one is the ability to say no preference on the property address. So as you may or may not know, property address is not really an important piece for assessors or for the town. It's really APN. So many areas, land doesn't even have an address, it just has an APN. So we give you the ability to say no preference. so you can see many more properties and records that are related to land. Okay. Now going over to the right, we have the exclude button. So if you already have a number of these records in your database and you want to exclude them and not import them again, you can do that here. That's a unique feature to us. I'm going to just leave that toggled off. And then you can even click on one of these records and get in-depth details. Okay, so you can scroll through the different records, take a look. This one looks a little bit, run down. You can get all the property details, any information related to, tax, last sale date, foreclosure status. You can see the owner, and you can even do comps right here. And you have the ability to even filter your comps and really make this wide open to what you want to see. Okay. Next, I'm going to select all and import, and just a couple of features that I'm going to talk about here. So again, we try to give you the ability to make sure data transparency is very important. And that's a missed opportunity that I think a lot of systems have. And we want to make sure you always understand what is happening with your data. So this right here, don't override primary contacts, is an important one that maybe you don't see in any other platform. We give you the ability to basically have as many contacts you want related to a property. So if you're working a property and you have the property owner on it, attached to it, and you want to import new records, you can say, okay, I know that the contacts that I have in my database are good. I do not want you to override that primary contact. You can just leave this enabled, or you just say, okay, I want you to override them because the data that I pulled in was from maybe another list provider and I don't know how good their quality is. So we will override your primaries so that you can start reaching out to those people that we recommend and we've identified to own that property. Okay, you can also attach lists names to the records that are importing. And then the really important one is the auto add. So this is where you have a lot of power. So let me just go back over to here and say, let me clear this and do indicators, absentee and vacant. And now I'm going to import all and say auto add on. And then this is my absentee plus vacant. Okay, so what this is going to do is anytime a record meets the criteria that we just specified, it's automatically going to get pushed into your prospects database. So that means once you pull this list and click on that auto add, you never have to pull this list again. Every time the database refreshes, which is daily, you will get new prospects into your database if they meet this criteria. So you never have to pull lists again. You pull it once, set auto add, you're good to go. You never have to come back to it. And again, as you saw here, there's many different unique ones that you can do where it's, pre-foreclosure, there's auctions, zombie properties, there's tons of different options. And they're endless when you start to add in all the advanced filters. Okay, let's go on to prospects. Again, as I mentioned, I'm not going to go too fully into this, but we make it very easy to import your data. So if you're migrating over to another platform, we do offer migration services. But if you're just getting lists that you want to import, we give a lot of freedom to import whatever you want and how you want it. You can import either properties or contacts. And when you import by properties, you can also import a number of contacts associated to that property. So you can see there's a lot of information. We've auto mapped a lot of this information so you don't have to do it. But if you did want to map something, all you have to do is drag and drop. We give you the ability to override the information or not. We have many different fields for migration and also the ability to add or create custom fields on the fly. So if you want to create a new custom field, you can add it here and you can map to it right on the fly there. Contacts, we give you the ability to map mailing address, many phone numbers, many email addresses, and the ability to import even up to 3 contacts. Okay. And finally, we have Invelo Contact. So when you import records into our database, again, we're going to do a check against our database. And because when you import your records, we're going to give you all the information like I showed you in List Builder on all of your records. We're going to provide you with all the indicators of any motivating indicators that they have on them. And we're also going to give you the ability to import who we believe to be the owner of the property. Okay, so that's all done with your data, and that's just a standard of how Invelo works. Okay, we give you the ability to preview and make sure that your data is in good format before you import, because I would need to stress this, that making sure your data is properly formatted before you import into the database, or any database for that matter, is one of the most important things that you can do. That's going to guarantee to get you more deals, because if you're marketing to people and you have bad names, or no names at all, or it's just jumbled up information, when you market to them, you're using the data that you've imported. So you want to make sure that you're not sending to the wrong people with no names, and it comes off very poorly. So make sure your data is formatted, and we give you the ability to review that. Okay, I'm just going to leave for now, but you'll notice if I leave for now, we give you the ability to even continue the import later. So you can continue this import, and we save all your information. We give you a history of everything that you've imported. If anything's failed or anything like that, we give you a downloadable report so you can see exactly why it failed. Great, now let's go into prospects. So a couple of things with prospects is top left-hand side, you're going to see if I click on add, this gives you the ability to add properties on the fly. And when I do this, you'll notice that there's going to be a little check mark, and that says found in Invelo. So if I were to click on this and add it, you're going to see that it's going to give me all the information on this property. Okay, and then if you're trying to do that for a property that maybe you already have in your database, you try to import it, it's going to say, wait a second, you already have this data, already have this property, and we're going to allow you to just click through and view that property. So again, it's clean. It's making sure your database is clean and giving you full transparency. That is what's so important with our system that a lot of other systems fall short on, and it's the separator for us. The other thing on the right-hand side, you can see you can search by any team member, and you can also go into some filters, which I'll go through in 1 minute. But as far as these columns, you have visibility, and you can see any type of field that you want for the columns. And you can save the column view to see exactly what you want to see, how you're working, your prospects. So again, full transparency, you get to see all of your information in the logical format that you want. So you can see the way that I'm seeing this is you have your property address. Here's your list count, the number of lists that each record is on, the indicator count, how many indicators that are associated with each record, and the list quality. So list quality is unique to Invelo. We give you the ability to create a list, but also assign it quality. And I'm just going to show you that over here so it makes a little bit more understanding. So you can see absentee owner, auctions, empty nesters. As you go through, more different lists have different qualities. Okay, so the easiest thing to understand is somebody that owns has tax liens, or it's a vacant property, or it's driving for dollars. Those are all really high quality lists. Okay, but if you have somebody that's just on maybe a high equity list, that's not really a very great list. Okay, it might be an indication that they have room to, maybe you have room to negotiate, but it's really no motivating factor. So that would be more of a low quality list. Okay, and that's important because that's where you can get into and really identify those high qualities out of all of your records that you have in your database. So, and I'll give you some examples with that. So you can see I have 31,000 properties, okay? And filters is where the magic happens. So you can see The filter is set up, so I have my favorites here. So if I use filters all the time, I can put them under my favorites and get quick access to them. Okay, so you can see hot prospects, I have my new indicators list, and my 2+ list high quality filter. And then I have my cold calling list for March 2024, that's for me. So you can set these filters up. So if you have a team and say you want to put them and say, hey, you got to get through this list and cold call this list this week, you can create a filter and basically attach them to this filter so they go call right through that list. Okay, so let me go into the new indicators. So this is basically where the magic happens. We have an automation and a filter that's created that says, show me all the records where there's an indicator of either vacant, pre-foreclosure, or absentee owner, and it was created this week. So you're going to see kind of a high number because I imported a lot of these records in here this week. But out of my 31,000 records, you can see I've really narrowed in and honed in to 4,700 of probably one of my best prospects to really go out to. Here's another example. If I go into here and I go into my high quality list. So here's another one. List count, so the records that are on 2 or more lists and the list quality is high, okay? So that even narrows it down even further to 285. So this is a very, very good list. It's a small list, but the quantity is not what you're going for. You're looking for quality, right? We don't want you to spend and waste money on many prospects. This is how you dial in and increase your marketing ROI. This is it right here. This is how you do it. So we've done it and we give you the ability to do it in many different ways based on your investment strategy and using our indicators or lists or list quality. Okay, so that's a very important piece right there. All right, let's jump into a record. So I'm going to jump into a record here. I'm going to just do a little search for it. Okay, so let's say I have this record. So let's go through the layout a little bit first. So you'll notice on the left-hand side, we give you all the important information regarding this record. So the record details, you have primary contact information, you have even additional contacts, you have lists, custom fields, and sources. If I click on this little button here, the gear icon, you have the ability to customize this left however you want. You can move these around. And you even have the ability to customize based on each one of these life cycle stages. So you can have a different view for each different life cycle stage to show you the information at the right time when you need it. Okay? Now going across, you can see that there's more information across the top. So the first one we're going to come to is activities. So this is where you can do anything activity related. You can create notes, right? And you can obviously use any one of these here. You can create a note, you can create tasks, and you can have a task type of follow-up appointment to do, call, text, and email. You can assign it to different people. You can assign it to a different contact within the record. So you can do many different things with tasks. Calls, with our integration to smartphone, you have the ability to make calls right from the platform. You can even log a call. So let's say that you're kind of on your cell phone and didn't call through, smartphone or your normal platform. You can basically just come in here and log the call with an outcome. So you make sure you're always keeping and tracking your communication within the platform. Same with texts, okay? So you have the ability to come in here and select one of your phone numbers and dial a phone number. You have variables. So you can put in a variable and say, hey, first name, this is sender name, all right? And these little things will put their information in automatically, okay? If you would rather just use templates, you can create templates and use it in any area. So if I wanted to do an outreach, to this person, I can click on Outreach Fast and Easy, click on that, click on Send, and you're done. Okay. Emails, you have the ability to send emails and log emails. Okay. And sending emails is the same. You have the ability to do variables, you have templates, you can do many different things with emails. And then finally, files. You can store all of your files within the record, so you make sure it's all within one area. Down here, communication, you have all of your history, so you can see all the text messages and everything like that related to this record. We're going to go into inbox right after this. And then when we click on details, which you've already kind of seen through List Builder, again, this just gives you a very good insight to everything that's going on with this property. Okay, so it was last sold in 2021 for $200,000. You can see all the property details, land info, valuation, foreclosure. So it has a Liz pendants on it, which is great to know. And you can see it's off market. It was failed. It was listed originally in 2023. So this is a really great property. I mean, I would absolutely be reaching out to this person. One other thing before I go into analysis, let me just pull up Inbox and open it. So you can open these in different tabs and open it up so you can work in different ways. So I'm just going to go over to the inbox. Again, I mentioned the inbox is a great place for you to understand exactly what you need to get done this week or at that day. So you also have the ability to go in to see all of your tasks and then communication. So this is really cool that if I went into this person, I can see a thread of the conversation and the text messages that went back and forth between us. So this captures everything. So any communication that you have with any contact in your database, you basically can get to this their thread and look at all the calls and all the text messages. You have access to templates, variable data, everything like that. You can click and call, and you can just click and view their contact and go right back to their contact. Okay, so this is a really flexible and great way to really use your communications. Okay, so let's say that, all right, Homer Simpson is the owner of this record. This person calls in and says, okay, I'm interested in selling. First thing you're going to do is you're going to convert this prospect to a lead. So now they are sitting, if I go back, they're sitting in the new acquisitions stage. So let me go back in there. So let's go through some details. They call in and you're intaking, right, the lead. You're asking them, tell me a little bit about your property, what's the major repairs. You're going through your list of questions, right? We have a lead intake form that is customizable and that you can take all of your notes here so you can get a good understanding and have everything right in front of you of what's happening. You can ask property condition questions. You have motivation section, why they're looking to sell, for how long, when they're looking to sell, do they have any back taxes or mortgage payments, what they're looking to sell the property for, and are they flexible on price, right, and any other general notes. So this is such an easy way to get really good visibility and a reminder of like the notes that you took. Okay. Next, after you intake, you're going to probably want to run some comps on the property. So again, as I mentioned, you have the ability to filter and change the filters. So I have already changed these filters to what I want to see. So I'm searching for sold, contingent, pending. Maybe I can also do active. 1 mile radius, sold in the last year, and I changed the building style so it is consistent with what this property is. So let's say, okay, that one looks okay. Gonna remove this, because it's a ranch. Let's go up here, average sale price, so 600,000. Okay, let me remove that guy. Let's go back down to 581. So you can see all the details here. You can make a very easy comparison against your subject property compared to everything else. You can view it, your subject property on a map, and you can look at it in table view if you prefer that method as well. Okay, let's go back to compare. So now you have kind of your estimated value of the property. Next, you're going to go into your profit analyzer. This is where you're going to put in and say, okay, let's create an analysis to see what I need to buy the property for to make some money. So you go through, you enter all your purchase and sale information, purchase cost details, construction cost, your financing, your holding costs, and your selling costs. Okay, you go through that, you come up with a nice profit, 81,000, and you have this nice little deal overview to give you a very good understanding of what you of everything that's going on with the deal. So if you sell it for 575, you buy it for 290, put about 100K in construction costs, your financing costs, holding, purchase, and selling costs. You're going to come up with about $81,000 in profit. You have a hold time of about 6 months if you buy it today, and you sell it in September. And here's your deal metrics. So we tell you your ROI, your cash on cash return, your cash outlay, your profit spread. We tell you everything that you need to know to really understand how good of a deal this is. Okay. Then on the left-hand side, as you are entering information in your lead intake, some of the key metrics are also being saved over on your lead details. Okay. And that's being shown at all times so you have visibility. Because when you're going through the motivation, we identify this person as being highly motivated. So they are a hot lead. Okay. They're looking to sell within 1 to 3 months, and here's their asking price. Okay. So let's say, all right, this seems like a great deal. They want 310. Okay. They want 310. I'm going to make an offer of 290. Let's go to my purchase offer, say 290, and then they're considering it. Okay. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to click on offer made. So now this record is sitting in your offer made right down here. So again, they call back, yep, let's do the deal. Okay, awesome. Go into your purchase offers, go here, edit. You won that, and now convert to deal. Okay, they're going to go on my rehab and wholesale inventory, and now they're going to be sitting here, and now we can work this deal. Okay, so we can set up gather estimates, and we can push it along the deal pipeline. So that's everything that you can do within these pipelines. Again, keep in mind, these boards you can have as many pipelines as you want. You can also view it just in a list view to get a full scope or overview of all of your deals. So if you have deals, many different pipelines, you're only going to see the deals that are in that pipeline. But if you go to list view, you're seeing everything. Okay. You still have full access to sorting or filtering by owners and all of our amazing filters. Okay. Next, I already explained. So just before I go into this, that's everything with your database, your prospects, leads, and deals. That is how you manage your pipeline. That's how easy it is to keep everything organized. I'm just going to go back to prospects, and I just want to show you, you can do bulk selection, but you can also auto enroll. So if you want to say, if you bring in some new leads or they're imported automatically, you can just say enroll in campaign. You can select one of your campaigns and enroll them. And that's how they get on the marketing list that easy. Okay. When we get into marketing, I want to show you that you don't even have to do this. It just does it automatically. Right. Great. Let's go into contacts. So as I mentioned, actually, I want to go to this record and show you that, again, you can have many contacts on a record. So you can have maybe this is the other owner. So you have your primary contact, and maybe this is also the other owner of the property. Okay. You have your attorney that maybe is helping you close the deal. In Massachusetts, we're an attorney state, but tax title would be in other states. And you have your lender here. So you can add contractors to this. You can add real estate agents to this. You can add anyone that you want to your additional contacts to make sure that they're all connected to all of your properties and you know who's working on what record. Okay. You'll also notice that I've kind of changed the left-hand view on my deals dashboard. So I see the deal details up at the top. Going back to contacts, again, the filters give you really easy organization. So you can see I have different folders for buyers like investors or retail buyers, business contacts of lenders, attorneys, construction, so my GCs and contractors, HVAC plumbers, right? So you can get very quick access to all of them. And then you can either even do a filter and say, hey, how many, let me see, greater than 1. So let's say that I want to find all of my contractors and they're on more than one, they're associated with more than one property. And maybe if you're in different geographies, you even have a city. Okay, so you can identify how many which contractors do I use in this area that are working on many deals. So you can, right now I have 0, but you can narrow in on those people that you work with the most or buyers that have purchased the most of properties, so you know who to connect with. Okay, that's a really powerful piece of information that you really can't get in any other platform. One good way that I would use this is what I just mentioned, is look for the person or the buyers that have purchased many properties for you and made it easy for you. Okay, let's go into campaigns. Again, campaigns is very easy to create. We have 2 campaigns that I've already created, my hot prospect campaign and my foreclosure marketing. So let me just go into my foreclosure marketing. So once you create a campaign, you're going to see stats, okay? And it's going to show you the total sent, the deliverability rate. This is just a dummy account, so there's going to be nothing in here. Total leads converted from this campaign and how much money you spent. So that's the top level campaign, but in a campaign, you can have many sequences. So you can send anything from direct mail, text messages, emails. You can export information. You can create webhooks. We will have ringless voicemail on the platform. So you can do all of this and get top level information. Then if I go into my sequences, you can get even deeper information on when everything is going to get sent out. Okay, so you can see what is currently processing, what's in queue, how many records are going to be sent, what the cost is. You can see all of this information. And then finally, you can look at your enrollments. Okay, you can have full visibility to see any record that's been enrolled in here. And you can even view details and see where they are kind of in the process. Okay, so just going into creating one of these, again, I mentioned you can create campaigns for property owners to generate leads or to buyers to market to sell your properties. All right, so I'm going to go to property owners. So I could create a filter in here. So I want people to enroll when the created date is today, and the indicator is any of absentee, auction, pre-foreclosure, or vacant, right? All my really important, time-sensitive items of when this happens, I want to start marketing to them. So if I set it up like this, and I have my auto ad from List Builder that says auto ad, automatically add in any absentee owner or auctions or pre-foreclosures or vacants. When a property hits that indicator, it's automatically going to get rolled into my prospects database. And then by creating this filter here for this marketing campaign, it will automatically get enrolled into marketing. You don't have to lift a finger, and you are going to have speed to that prospect. You're going to be the first one to get in front of them. Okay, we have many other settings. So if you're doing many, like 10,000 records that you want to market, but you want to batch them into maybe 1,000 records at a time, you can do that here. Okay, we have a minimum and maximum, and you want to delay them a week apart from each other. You can do all of that within the system. Again, we're the only ones that have a batching system because we understand, from a marketing standpoint and from direct mail, that batching is really important when you have many records that you're marketing to. We even give you the ability to exclude duplicates. So if you might not even know that you have many sellers that own multiple properties. And instead of spending, money on marketing to all of their properties, you can select this and only market to one of their properties. So you're not sending them multiple, pieces of mail or anything like that for each of their properties. You can add tags at the end of a campaign, auto enroll them into another workflow or another campaign once they complete this. And then you can create sequences. Okay, I'm just going to go through one sequence, but you'll notice that let's set up a text message. I already have created a profile, but you can create many profiles. So if you have a different profile for each team member, you can create a different profile and have marketing sent from each of your team members. Or if you're in a different geographies, you can have a marketing profile for each geography. So it's very, very flexible. And to create a text message, all that you have to do is either enter in the text, you can use a template, you can add variables again, and you click on that. Next, you're going to see a little snippet. You're going to agree and confirm. That's all there is to creating a sequence. You select a start date. I want to start sending out tomorrow, and update. Okay, so you can see you can mix and match anything here. And we even have full flexibility to send out to a webhook if you're utilizing another platform to send marketing. Okay, but everything is still going to be tracked in the platform. All right, I'm going to cancel this. And the other thing here is you can see your calendar and you can see upcoming batches of what you have coming up over the next 30 days. And you can see them in a nice calendar view of everything that you have going on, giving you full visibility into your marketing. Okay, I'm going to kind of speed along. I know it's 8:01. I appreciate everybody's time today, but it's a lot of information to get through that I want to show you just how you can really utilize Invelo and what we've built. Workflows, again, this is all your automation. You can create automated tasks as I have here, new leads. So if a new lead comes in, auto assign it to myself and create a task for myself, okay, to follow up with them. I can create general lead follow-up. So if I go in here and somebody goes dark for 30 days, I can automate a text message, wait 3 days, send another text message. So there's many different things that you can do with this. And to give you some understanding, we have many different options to send. Okay. These 4 are coming very, very soon. And this ability to skip trace is absolutely going to be amazing, because now when we send direct mail from this platform, we tell you what the direct mail status was, when it got sent, the last send date, and the status. So if it got returned to sender, you can create an automation that says, when a record has a last mailed status of return to sender, automatically skip trace. And then it can go into a filter that you've already created, so you can, or re-trigger another marketing campaign to the new mailing address. So there's so much flexibility in here. And again, as I kind of skip through, you can create automations based on properties or contacts. Okay. All right. The last one that I'm going to go through, actually, sorry, before that, one other thing I have to show you because this is absolutely amazing. Direct mail library. Again, this is the absolute best on the market because my other company developed the technology to create this. So you can come in here and you can create any type of product here. And we will have snap packs soon, those tearaway sheets, but you can select any one of these and you can click on and create. You have full access to create anything that you want. So if you don't want to start with a blank slate and you want to go into Invelo templates and say, let's market to pre-foreclosures or land, let's select and edit this template and say, okay. And here we go. Now we can literally edit anything that we want in here, make any changes. We have all variables here, And not only that, you have full access to all of these variables. So you can really customize and personalize every single message down to, if you're looking at land, APN number, beds and baths, building condition, like anything at all, you have full access to really hone in on all your prospects. The other two other cool things, you can add add-on of Google Street View. So we'll throw in a Google Street View for you. And the last thing that is absolutely amazing is the QR code. So you can add a QR code and you can say, this is where, when they scan the QR code, I want them to go to this landing page. And I'm using direct mail. The medium is a QR code. And the campaign name is, Hot Prospects. And then these right here, UTMs, this is where, if you are sending them to a landing page that has a form on it, what this is going to do when I click on generate QR code, here it is here. Okay, let me delete that. Let me delete this. This QR code is unique to each mailer. So every single QR code is unique. When somebody scans this and goes to your landing page that you've identified here, and if you have a form on there that has first name, last name, and address, it auto-fills, auto-populates that form with the information that you just put in here, you just mapped. So the user would literally land on your form, all the information will be filled out, and they just click on submit. That's it. Not only that, but we track the QR code, so we know who clicked on it in your system. So that's how powerful this whole system is, and you can utilize this right through your direct mail. Okay? I'm sure you can see why I wanted to show you that. Okay, the last piece, analytics. So we have 4 dashboards right now with analytics. So we have prospecting, marketing, lead gen, deal analytics. Okay, so prospecting, no surprise, this is really talking about your prospects database. It's giving you a high-level understanding of what is happening. And again, really good investors understand their data before they just start marketing. So you can see out of 31,000 records, I have 5,800 that are high quality records. Okay, that is a very small subset of the 31,000 that some people could market to all of these when you really just want to hone in on the top 5,800. Or you can look at by current stacked lists or current stacked indicators. Okay, so maybe you have, people, you have about 600 people that are on 5 or more stacked indicators. That's amazing. And again, this is live. Indicators are live, so these numbers will change all the time. And then you have your stacked lists over here. Okay, you have your automated property updates. So if you get, we have property updates or solds that come on, that will show you every day how many we've identified to either go vacant or sell. Okay, current prospecting overview, how many you have enrolled in marketing, and how many came through auto ads, lost prospects, and no communication, right? And anything with missing data. So this gives you literally full visibility into exactly what you need to do to become a really smart investor and make sure you're spending your marketing dollars in the right areas. Next is marketing. The top performing marketing performance. This doesn't have too much data on it right now. We didn't build this fully out in my sample, but this will give you an understanding of how much you're spending, how much was sent, your leads and deals, and your lost. Okay, so this will go by marketing type like direct mail, ringless voicemail. And in the future, we will have the ability to toggle down and really understand, like going through campaigns or lead sources. So different ways to splice the information. Okay, we show you conversion rates, cost metrics, and your results from this campaign. We show you how much money you're spending in app month over month, and we show a persistence report. So what this is going to do is this is going to tell you how many times you've touched the record before they converted to a lead. Okay, that's absolutely amazing, because from this report, you're going to be able to understand when you convert, when do most people convert to a lead? How many times do I have to market to them? So this is going to give you full visibility. Well, on average, maybe it's 5 or 6 times that I have the most conversion happens. So you know exactly how many times you have to touch them to convert. Okay. Lead gen. So this goes through all of your lead gen. This is right now shows you by lead temperature. But again, in the future, we're going to have it by list, by source, by indicator. We're going to have all of that information so you can splice this information in different ways. So it shows you leads, appointment set, offers to deals, your pipeline velocity, how many days it's taking you to get to each section, okay, and your conversion rates, what your percentage conversion is to going from one rate, one instance to another, and then your deal profit, okay? Your lost opportunities, so it shows you where you lost your opportunities and potentially where you lost the most amount of money. So this gives you a really good dashboard of why you're losing properties. And then the lead appointment attendance rate, that's coming soon. And then deal analytics goes through your deals. So it breaks it down by deal type and team member. So you can really understand who's bringing in the most amount of profit, what their average profit per deal is, and what the average hold time is. Okay, so it's spliced in different ways. So those are the analytics that we have to give you a whole overview of this. We have many, many more updates coming. And I believe that is all for the walkthrough.